It's week 2 of the playoffs, and tonight a battle of two teams who are already fighting for their lives in the remainder of the group stage. The Bees lost both games against the Peterborough Phantoms last weekend, while the Hull Seahawks lost both their games to the Leeds Knights. One of these teams ideally needs a 4-point weekend to give them a chance next week. A split makes it difficult but not impossible, all depending on what happens in the other two ties. Welcome and thank you for joining us for tonight's game of the TSI World Bees versus the Hull Seahawks. And this week I'm joined in my finest University Challenge introduction here by a man who is a graduate of the University of Coventry. Last weekend showed his excellent knowledge calling 6 games in South 1 and South 2, semi-finals and the finals. Showed that he's able to get Star Wars puns and dinosaur puns literally wherever he can, but showed he has a distinct lack of knowledge when it comes to 2000 rap songs by Eminem. Chris Beale, thank you for coming back. It's been a while.
It has been a while. Thanks for having me back, though. You forgot to add in there also two-time league winner in BOHI Div 3 with the Warwick Panthers. Well, I was at Coventry.
How dare I forget the BOHA.
Just to pad out my credentials.
Pad out that elite prospects page.
Yep. actually I do actually have one. I've got one more goal on it than I thought I had.
Always the way. So, Chris, let's quickly catch you up on what you missed last week with the playoff tables, as brought to you by producer Nick. In Group A, which is our group, the Leeds Knights sit top of the league with 4 points. Peterborough join them on 4 points as well. The Hull Seahawks and Bees tied on 0. Obviously, the Hull Seahawks and the Bees meet tonight before heading back to Hull tomorrow. Peterborough and Leeds start in about 5 minutes at the same time we do. Again, as I said, split series, you kind of need, ideally, a 4-point weekend keeps you in it. In the other group, the Telford Tigers are the surprise group leaders on 4 points. They won both games against the Romford Raiders last weekend, while the Swindon Wildcats did the impossible, winning in Milton Keynes, the first team to do it since September. The Hull Seahawks were the last ones to do that, while Milton Keynes went on a 25-game home unbeaten run. Chris, in terms of the playoff groups, anything jump out of you, surprising you, or anything like that?
Well, first of all, Milton Keynes being in the position they're in obviously jumps out as a huge surprise to me, considering the season that they've had. Once again, coming up short against the Leeds Knights. It's a bit of a surprise to see them down there. But in the group, obviously, that's our focus tonight. Obviously, not a surprise to see the Leeds Knights topping the group. It's a tough challenge this weekend going in here for both the Bees and the Seahawks. As you said, 4-point weekend for both. That's the ideal scenario here. Worst case scenario for both is obviously splitting it off. But you've also, the problem there is in either scenario, you've really got to hope that Leeds do the business in both games over the Phantoms this weekend.
Well, we'll give you updates as and when we can through the night. The Swindon Wildcats versus the Raiders started about 20 minutes ago. All 3 other games start at 7 o'clock. Milton Keynes, Telford, Peterborough, Leeds, and obviously the Bees versus the Seahawks. Let's go through the team lineups before they join us on the ice. Firstly, the home side, the TSI World Bees. They line up 2, Adam Rossbottom, 5, Ollie Nags, 9, Vanya Antonov, 11, Zane McKenzie, 17, South 2 playoff champion Harry Harkup, 18, Ryan Webb, 21, Marcel Ballas, 23, Dominic Gabai, 24, Dan Rose, 27, Josh Smith, 29, Gianni Vitali, 65, new dad Harvey Stead, 71, Josh Kelly, 73, Ed Bradley, 74, Liam Morris, 75, Brendan Baird, 91, Aidan Doughty, 94, Stuart Mogg, netminders 36, Brett Shepherd, 44, Griffin Priest, bench coach Bill Webb. Chris, a man to watch for you tonight for the Bees if they're going to stay in this playoff group.
Well, obviously going to go with my man Vanya Antonov straight off the bat there. No, I think based on what I've seen of the Seahawks, this is my first time seeing the Seahawks play this season, but based on what I've seen of them on YouTube highlights, if Vanya can get his legs going, exploit that space either out on the wing or maybe get it up the middle, he can definitely do some damage against them.
Well, as you say, Vanya obviously getting 2 goals last week, both on the power play, 1 here in Slough, 1 in Peterborough, in a game we don't like to talk about, but hey, here's your offside goal clip, everyone. For our visitors this evening, the Hull Seahawks, they line up as follows. 7, Tom Barry, 11, Finlay Ulrich, fresh off his playoff goal last on Friday night for the Sheffield Steelers. 15, Jamie Chilcott, 16, Sam Towner, 21, Bobby Chamberlain, 22, Jordan Fisher, 24, Brock Bartholomew, 28, Chris Wilcox, 56, Tom Stubley, 71, Enel Speck, 74, Lee Bonner, 90, Declan Jones, 91, Nathan Salem, 94, Declan Barmer, 96, Owen Sobchak, netminders 35, Dom Smith, 72, Jordan McLaughlin. Chris, obviously the Hull Seahawks, it's a very it sounds harsh saying a top-heavy team, but it's a top one that puts in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and provides a lot of goal scoring. No more so than arguably the defenseman of the year, Brock Bartholomew.
Yep, he's had an absolutely beast of a season here at this level, and as you said, it's a team that's going to rely heavily on its first couple of lines. And I mean, that first line that contains Bobby Chamberlain, who is just an absolute goal machine at this level, and an absolute one of my favourite power forwards at this level. Very controversial player, I know, but as a Stratton fan, I kind of like
controversy.
Yes.
And also people like Emil Svek, who threw 100 points for the first time this season. Someone like Finley Orrick, as I said, league goal last night.
Yep.
It's a whole Seahawks team that, obviously at the start of the year, it almost sounds harsh saying they caught teams by surprise. I think everyone expected the Seahawks to be better this year than they were last year, as they were a lot more prepared. But they've done a fantastic job to finish where they did in the league table.
They've done a fantastic job to finish where they did in the league table this year. And I think, I mean, you know, I try to watch every highlight pack from start to finish of the season, and I remember being very, very surprised. I think Seahawks came out the gate and I think they beat Lightning very early on, which had a lot of people say maybe the Seahawks, especially with, I mean, there was a lot of buzz obviously around the arrival. Go back to him, Bobby Chamberlain's arrival, return to Hull. There's a lot of buzz around the team that, you know, maybe they had found a way to replace MK in that title race. Unfortunately, it's been the reverse of that, and MK found the way to keep winning this year, but only could come away with the cup in the end.
The Seahawks also did take them close in the cup final, as they are now joining us on the ice in their own white shirts. I'm hoping the numbers are a bit clearer to see than what they appear here at the moment. I'm hoping it's just because the lights are off. It could be a long night.
The lighting is currently making it look like the players are blending a bit with the ice.
I've just realised what they are. The numbers are outlines. This could be a long night, everyone. We apologise in advance.
Not helped by the fact that I have to wear glasses.
As Britton Priest joins us on the ice. We'll be back in about 2 minutes' time following the national anthem from match night announcer Danny Purchase.
Welcome to the Slough Ice Rink this Saturday evening. Just before we do a puck drop, just a couple of things. Firstly, congratulations to Harvey Stead and Daisy on the birth of Summer Lynn. Harvey is now iced in tonight's game. They were delivering a bunch of flowers to their house, as we wasn't sure if Harvey is here, but of course he is icing for us this evening, so big congratulations to Harvey and Daisy. Also, congratulations to the Slough Jets over here this evening for their excellent season, reaching the finals weekend at Ali Pali last week. And also, we're delighted that the under-18s for the Slough Jets are here with their families as well, who stayed on for today's game. And we wish them the very best luck for next week as they try to reach for their playoff spot next week. Ladies and gentlemen, please be outstanding for tonight's national anthem.
I've just received a message from someone downstairs in the rink from us, which simply says, good luck with the jersey numbers. So, we apologise in advance, everyone. This could be fun.
I don't know what's worse. This one, Chelmsford's jerseys which have a giant gold band through giant gold numbering, or the Haringey Huskies jerseys I had to try and read last weekend.
This is worse. And I've got a lot of love for Hull and what they've done this year, but this is the worst thing I've seen all year. And I've watched the Bees play. Starting netminders for both teams. Brithen Priest gets the starting goal for the Bees. He finished the regular season 20-21-3, an 881 save percentage, 4.20 goals against average in 2,571 minutes in the crease. He lost both games last weekend with an 884 save percentage. At the other end for the Hull Seahawks is Jordan McLaughlin, I think. 27-16.
We'll get confirmation.
That definitely says McLaughlin on the back, I'm sure now. 27-16-5 on the regular season, 885 save percentage, 3.70 goals against average in 2,741 minutes. He also picked up 2 losses last week against the Leeds Knights with a 774 save percentage. But obviously, as is compulsory for a year after it, I have to mention that he has got a shutout in this building last year for the Seahawks.
Have you jinxed that?
It's not a jinx if he's factually correct. Being told, I've been passed a message from producer that there's trouble with the main camera, so bear with us, everyone. Everyone's having a fun night tonight.
We're on GoPro mode for a while.
No, we're on the behind goal camera, so what we might have to do here is guess. Officials this evening.
A lot of the use of the word Seahawks to describe what's about to happen.
Our officials this evening, Mr. Hugh Poulton and Mr. Paul Brooks. As the Bees win the opening puck drop down here at the far end, on the camera for you, which is the near end for us. Bradley tries to play clearance. We think Sobchak bats it down to Svek. Goes through the crease, out the other side. Barmer downloads Chamberlain. Leaves it for Svek. Bounces all the way back into the blue line. Barmer through traffic and into the top corner. And as quick as you like, 23 seconds in, Declan Barmer opens the scoring with his second of the playoffs. It's Hull 1, Bees 0.
Well, the puck gets moved around, the Bees can't really get to it, and eventually it works its way to Declan Barmer at the point, who you do not want to give that much space and time to, and he just roofs it into the top of the top corner of the net.
So when Nick comes back, everyone, we will bring you the replay of that first goal.
I mean, I could take a spin at it. I don't know which button is which.
He's going to have to go back and find it now. Seahawks win the opening puck drop.
Which one looks like the rewind button? Bees will dump it in, and McLaughlin will come to collect it.
Clearance kept down in by Antonov. Chance in front, saved by McLaughlin. Seahawks collect. Stretch pass out the zone. Turned over. Harvey Stead collects from the face-off dot. Antonov pinned into the corner. Vitali tries to leave it. Seahawks create the turnover. Back into the blue line. Mogg bats it down. Played up ice. Mogg. We do apologise once again. We are trying to get the camera sorted as quickly as possible as McLaughlin makes the save. Don't want you to alarm you, but we do now have the youngest producer in the league. As Nick frantically works on getting the camera sorted. Tom, it's all on you. Bradley with a shot through traffic, kicked aside by McLaughlin.
We've got the work experience kid.
Yeah, the work experience kid is in charge now. He's in charge of flipping the cameras.
Wait, if he's here, that means the chocolate buttons are unattended.
Get him. Morris leaves it for Mogg, who is playing in a full face cage tonight. So something's clearly gone wrong in Peterborough in the week or in training. Goodbye. Behind his own net. Leaves it for Mogg. Off the boards. Seahawks quick to turn it over. That one offside. Svek unable to check it up.
Bees are really struggling at the moment to try and find that outlet lane. They're really henned in.
We're all really struggling. Once again, apologies. Obviously, it's a bit of a mad rush here.
We're struggling to get an outside line with our camera.
Face off just in the neutral zone, won by Lee Bonner, question mark. Turned over. Ross Bottom leaves it for Ballas. Ballas shot saved by McLaughlin. No one able to get there on the rebound, but they do eventually. And it's put home by Marcel Ballas. 2:46. And the Bees tie this one up with Ballas' first of the playoffs.
Follows his own rebound in, creates chaos around the net, gets to the loose puck and just slots it in over the line.
We're going to have lots of replays to bring in.
You get a replay, and you get a replay. Everyone gets a replay.
It turns out that the camera equipment wasn't expecting us to make the playoffs and has since gone on holiday. The Seahawks with the improved draw.
It's at the golf course.
Puck is iced, will go length of the way back.
And that is exactly the response that Don Gabai would have been looking for from his team.
Seahawks come away with the puck from the draw. Played behind the goal. Salem will do what he does best, go into the dirty areas, helps Bonner out. One quickly turned over as they look for the third forward. Puck played back to Harvey Stead. Kept in at the blue line for a moment. Seahawks quickly get the puck back, played ahead. Stead, first to the loose puck. Fires that one in from his own blue line. That one will come the whole way back.
And again, we're seeing there closed off breakout lanes. There's too much traffic at the moment for the Bees to try and find a way to get through.
Face off to the right of Priest. You can just about see it on the camera. One by Sobchak. Back to Barmer again. That one's blasted wide. Barmer able to find Sobchak again. Tries to go to the slot on Chamberlain. Well read there by Harvey Stead. Vitali tries to blow past Bartholomew. Brought Bartholomew clearly watching too many NFL highlights in the week. Grabs and drags him down. And we'll head to the box. 3:43 time of the penalty.
That did look something that didn't look like something that would have been out of place on in the Super Bowl.
Brock Bartholomew will sit 2 minutes for something. 3:43.
But at the same time, realistically, the only way to really try and stop Gianni Vitali there, he had the legs, he had the speed, he was gone.
Face off to the right of McLaughlin.
I can see producer Nick
running. 2 for tripping is the call on Bartholomew. Bees on the power play. They were 3 for 5 last weekend against the Phantoms. It's about the only thing that went right. The Seahawks, the penalty kill last week, well, that definitely didn't go right, and they're about to go on the 2-man disadvantage. Tripping called once more, 4:05. I think that's Owen Sobchak.
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Owen Sobchak is going to sit 2 minutes for tripping.
I definitely saw a 9 on the shoulder plate.
4:05 at the time of that penalty. As I was about to say, the Seahawks penalty kill last week, 4 for 10.
So there's now no signal. Oh,
Frantically getting back together. We've got a centre ice cam kind of Bradley.
So we kind of saw a difference in 2 kinds of penalties you can take there with Sobchak's and Bartholomew's before it, where one's what I would call a professional, the other a bit of a desperation as shot comes in from the slot area.
Bees doing a good job working around. 1:17 left of 2-man advantage here for the Bees. Back up to Gabai. Ballas shot into the glove of McLaughlin. I've just been passed a production note from producer Nick, which basically says, apologies for the camera, but he has hastily hooked up his phone to where it should be. So if you are a member of Nick's family and you try and get in hold of him tonight, good luck.
slash please don't.
Please don't. Seahawks win the draw.
half-board, back to the point.
Bradley, shot through traffic, hammered off the pads of McLaughlin, and it's gone in! I believe it's going to go to Gianni Vitali. I could be wrong.
I think it was Vitali on the doorstep. Definitely realistically the best way that the Bees are going to get these goals at the moment. They've got 2 now off of the back of these chaos around the net.
Well, the replay has missed it there, so apologies for that. But the thing is, Gianni Vitali, we're going to find out. 4:55.
We'll get it confirmed by we'll get it confirmed by Danny Pershand, our rink announcer.
4:55 the time of the power play goal. Bees into the zone, still on the man advantage. Vanya Antonov has been given the goal. I'd love to say we knew how he scored it, but I do not know. Antonov loses the puck at his own blue line. Vitali.
It doesn't matter whether he scores them and it looks like a highlight reel goal or something like that. Vanya really always knows how to get that last touch in to get the puck over the line.
Kept in at the blue line. No, it's not. Good poke check away there by the Seahawks and Bobby Chamberlain. Chamberlain holds his man off. Shot blocked there by Brendan Baird.
It's a swift shift in momentum of things for the Seahawks here. They were in the lead, in control of the game, and now the Bees are taking command off of the back of that power play, and they've still got a little bit of this power play to work with. About 6 seconds worth.
As they turn it over and neutralise. Seahawks return to full strength. Pass across crease from Bartholomew. Sobchak back to Barmer at the blue line. Finds Bartholomew towards goal. Luckily for everyone in a black shirt, avoids everyone at the other side. Morris, centre ice. Into the zone. Round 1, McLaughlin able to push that aside. Baird. Shot from essentially the goal line. Loose in the low slot. Seahawks recover, clear it up ice. Seahawks into the zone. Sobchak on his own, has the chance and snaps it over the shoulder of Preece. Well, we hope you like goals. You're getting enough of them tonight. 6:59. Owen Sobchak's second of the playoffs.
Defensive zone turnover, releases Sobchak. He's basically in alone on Preece. Just has to pick his position in the net and just fires it in.
Once again, we do apologise with the loss of everything tonight. We're frantically trying to get what we can working. Any more complaints, send them to Steve Merry. Kelly can't clear out the zone. Sobchak from Bartholomew is the Seahawks' second goal. Bees round penalty being called here on the Seahawks once more. So delay penalty coming.
Finley Ulrich, I believe.
Mogg. Leaves it for Balaz. Preece makes his way to the bench. There'll be 6 on 5 for a brief spell. Balaz, cross ice, Antonov into the zone. Snaps a shot towards goal. Wide of McLaughlin's blocker. Balaz, 2 Seahawks company. Puck finds his way back to Antonov. Looks for an option, goes from shot himself. Mogg pitching in off the blue line, and it's finally touched up by a Seahawk.
Bees very lucky it's not 4-on-4 here, because there was a little bit of afters after that trip with Ulrich and Mogg in the corner down here underneath us.
Delay there as a loose stick was back to the Bees bench. 5-on-4 for 2 minutes or less. Hopefully we'll get back to something almost resembling normality here in a minute. Seahawks win the draw. Sobchak backhand flips up the length of the ice. Priest out the net to play it.
Just been total playoff hockey chaos to begin the first 9 minutes of this game.
Drop pass from Mark. Morris carries it into the zone. For a man, brings it around the boards, knocked loose, picked up by the Seahawks and cleared on as far as Morg at centre ice. Morris able to beat Barry to the puck. Back to the blue line, Baird pinching in, cross to Morg. Really cutting the angle down, tries to sneak one in off the blocker of McLaughlin. Rebound shot again off the side of McLaughlin. And Seahawks able to clear. Turnover in the B zone. Sobchak will go back and draws a penalty as Brendan Baird gives him a little jab in the ribs. And that one is called right in front of referee Hugh Poulton. 5 on 5 again until Please touch up. Big hit from Harvey Stead on Declan Barmer. And Vitali will touch it up. 2 for slashing is the call. 9:16 time of the penalty. Brendan Baird will head to the box. Sorry, I've just seen the main camera.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Main camera is down.
Tom
Main camera is down.
Quick hit the goal. Yeah. Tom Quick hit one of the goalie buttons.
Well, that's unfortunate timing by Brendan Baird for that penalty, but basically taking it right in front of the referee.
Yeah, it's not his smartest penalty of the year.
Rule number 1, if you're going to make a retaliatory jab, make sure the ref isn't looking.
Seahawks win the draw.
Not that I encourage such action.
Chance in front for Bartholomew. That one goes wide. Goodbye will break the other way. Into the zone, tries to blow past the defenseman. Brought down. Goodbye is in the back of the net. The puck is not.
Good exploitation though of that extra space that we've currently got out there while it's 4-on-4.
Seahawks turn it over. From their own zone, played up ice. Into the zone, chance saved by Priest. Bonner with the shot. Seahawks return to full strength, 1:14 on the man advantage now. Bonner drops it off, cross-ice pass attempted. Sobchak is picked off by Bradley. Balance will set Goodbye away. Seahawks once again return serve. Pass dropped off, tries to go back to Ulrich. Svek finds Sobchak, back to Ulrich, back to Sobchak. Priest throws himself across it. It's a brilliant block from Harvey Stead.
I was thinking, watching Stead and Mogg in lockstep there on the skate back, on the back check. Brilliant work there by both of them.
Chance in front for Sobchak, blocked by Harvey Stead once again. Goodbye gets it away from Svek. And Harvey Stead plays it brilliantly up ice to Ballas. Ballas is in on the breakaway. Brilliant back check. I don't know who that is in the Seahawks jersey. I can't see the numbers. We'll find out shortly, I hope.
Do you think we could send someone down to their locker room with a Sharpie in the break?
Chamberlain snaps the shot over the crossbar.
Just get a little black outline on the numbers.
Bonner back to the blue line. Round to Svek. B's back to full strength. The shot comes in from the point. Blocked, or saved by Priest, I should say. No one picking up Bonner as he skates to the front of the net. Barmer finds Bonner again. Svek's attempt to pass, batted down by Bradley. He will clear it. Seahawks into the zone once more. Chance to fire on goal off the shoulder of Priest. That one coming from Stubley. Bradley carries it over centre ice. Across to Vitali. Tries to find Bradley as he crashes the net. That's saved by McLaughlin. Antonov with it inside B zone. Drops it off for Bradley. Played a ice, icing waved off. McLaughlin plays it. Morris able to jump in front of a Seahawk there to steal the puck away. Kelly. Baird will carry it up ice himself, gets to centre ice, dumps it in. Morris gives chase, first man there. Back to Kelly. Kelly steps in, fires a shot through traffic, saved by McLaughlin. Seahawks are there to clean up. An absolute hammer of a hit there.
And we do have a Seahawks player down
Liam
on the
Morris. That was, well, I don't think the location of the hit has done it any favours there.
I'm very surprised Mr. Brooks, who was looking right at it.
I mean, let's call it what it is.
It was boarding.
It was a boarding. From distance as well. It's carbon copy. It's a heavy landing for who it is.
Boarding / charging, really.
It should have been a penalty, let's say that.
Not sure who.
We're trying to work out who it is.
I think it's Balmer?
I don't know. I
think
can't
it
see
was
the
I
number.
think that was Declan Balmer.
It can't be, because Declan Balmer's there talking to the
okay.
refs.
I don't know. Seriously, I say we sneak down to the Seahawks locker room with a Sharpie and we fill in the numbers on the jerseys. Sorry to any Seahawks fans watching us at home, but
the commentary booth,
white with gold out or yellow outlining is not really working.
face off and neutral ice. Yeah, apologies. We don't have the luxury of the commentary booth that Connor Lynn has at the Seahawks here. We are right in the far corner, up at high. We cannot see anything at the far end.
With a safety net in front of us.
With a safety net in front of us, it doesn't help here. Seahawks fired into the zone on goal.
Still, we haven't got any players' names wrong so far.
We think.
Yeah, true. Well, I just got Declan Balmer wrong. But.
Seahawks with it. Played up ice, icing waved off. Baird up to McKenzie, that clears the zone. 6:20 remaining in the first. Nobody really wanted to collect the puck off Salem's play in. Nags. Big hit on Rossbottom there. And that one will be iced.
If you look at it from this perspective, next period the Seahawks will be playing the other way, so we'll get a closer look at the numbers, Joe.
It's all right.
Sorry, Joe's just in conference.
We're just trying to help. Honestly, Tom has been thrown in the deep end here. So, excuse me, I'm going to say this on stream because I know Tom can hear it right now.
Yeah.
If you see the puck go up that end, put it on that one, and then flip it if it goes to the other end, right? You got this. Annika, how old's Tom? 10. So we have a 10-year-old producing the stream at the moment, everyone.
What's the saying? Don't work with animals or children?
I know, but Annika's nice enough. That was child before anyone says. Mog with the shot. That one's into the glove of McLaughlin. He'll hold on. It's okay, Tom. You've got this.
See producer Nick making his way back down from the gantry again.
Face off to the right of McLaughlin, won by the Bees. Puck back to Balaz. Just able to flip it into the corner. Turned over behind the net. Finds Battalion, goodbye in the slot even. And he smashes it past Jordan McLaughlin to put the Bees back in front. 14-14 time of the goal.
Tic-tac from behind the goal, move it around, tape to tape, and the finish into the bottom of the net. Oh dear. Producer Nick has arrived back at the broadcast position
with a camera.
With a camera.
Always good for a live stream when the camera's up here. Face off centre ice. Playing into the zone. Right ahead, up ice. Sobchak into the zone, escorted away by Rose for a moment, spins around, brilliant turn of foot. Priest splayed out as Svek and Chamberlain go poking around the paint.
And brilliant there by Sobchak. Delay, stop, spins up at the high slot. That generates the traffic down low and eventually allows him to get a shot away to try and get the puck on net in the traffic.
5:22 to go in the first. Face-off will be to Priest's right, eventually. One by Sobchak, back to the blue line, kept in. Chamberlain, shot on goal. Svek, there's a rather large screen in front.
Good work there by Griffin Priest to have that scouted, considering there was a very large wall in the shape of Emil Svek in front of him.
Face off, one by Sobchak, bouncing puck behind the net. Back up to the blue line again, shot in front. That one is tipped in from Bobby Chamberlain. And tonight on What's the Defense, we bring you playoff hockey. 3-all. Bobby Chamberlain's second goal of the playoffs, 14:54.
Again, Seahawks just work it around. It makes its way up to the top. Traffic in front of the net. And there's no way, and Chamberlain just gets the tip on it in front for it to go in.
They haven't been able to clear that Chamberlain-Svek combo from the front of the net at all in this first 15 minutes, and finally it pays off.
It's a very, very big combo. I think you can only really try and move one of them.
Very hard to shift as well.
Yes.
Kelly off the glass.
If there's one thing the Bees' defense, which is going to be buzzing that net, is rather short on, it is size.
Yes, that's one thing that has been
kind
lacking.
of kind of something you really need to shift Emil Svek and Bobby Chamberlain.
Seahawks go offside. Chamberlain from Sobchak and Bartholomew, I think, is what that third goal has gone down as. Mogg carries the puck over centre ice. McLaughlin out of his net to play it dangerously. Rossbottom almost stealing in there. And Seahawks break the other way. Puck carried over the blue line by Ulrich, shot across goal.
It did look like that play was borderline offside. We've got a penalty coming here.
Bobby Chamberlain, Nathan Salem even is going to go to the box there. Josh Kelly draws the penalty. Conversation going on between the officials. One has his arm up. 15:41 time of the penalty. It's going to be 2 for cross-checking, is the call.
Now we're going to see another momentum shift here.
I will just say, Sod's Law the night that nothing wants to work is the night where we have about 8 penalties and 6 goals in the first period.
It's typical.
It's never the one where it's 0-0 and nothing happens. Annika, it's okay. 91, 2 for cross-checking.
I'm just surprised you haven't blamed me, considering this is the first time I've been on in months, and it's the night that everything's gone wrong.
I wasn't going to say it out loud, but down low, Antonov. Cross to Gabai. Seahawks turning over behind the net. Back to Bowers. Entirely to Antonov in front, dispossessed, manages to get a shot away. McLaughlin will cover up. 3:49 to go in the first.
And that is the one slot, the space on the rink. You do not want to give Vanya Antonov time and space. Very good work there by the defence, closing out. Although he did get 2 bites of the cherry.
Face off, left to McLaughlin. Bradley finds his way across to Gabai. Shot through traffic, just over the bar. Cleared the length of the ice. Bradley back to collect ahead of Ulrich. Cross to Ballas. Dropped off for Bradley. Back to Antonov. Fired across quick as you like. Gabai tries to go back across goal. And Seahawks able to clear. Under a minute left on the Salem penalty. But he's going for a change.
Bees have identified if they get these quick, fast cross-ice, cross-seam passes in, it does seem to stretch McLaughlin a little bit.
Mock plays into the corner. Doughty able to beat out any icing call. Attempted clearance kept in by Baird. Morris avoids one hit. Doughty can't get on the end of that one. That one kept in by Mock. Mock through traffic. McLaughlin sees it late but gets enough of it with the glove to keep it out. And the Seahawks able to clear. They'll skate the other way. Sobchak skates back and goes to the bench. That will probably do it for the man advantage. Seahawks try and set something up. As they return to 5 skaters, played ahead. Shot comes in from Chamberlain. Svek around the net. Back to Barmer at the blue line. Sobchak again through traffic, and the puck goes through everyone and out the other side. Sobchak again winds up, fires. Svek able in front, and Svek is right there in front. We said you got the Twin Towers in front of goal, and no one is able to move them. Emil Svek bats it down, slides it past Brees. The Seahawks lead 18-09.
Well, most of this game has been the Bees collecting the rebounds in front and putting them in the net, but this time it's the Seahawks. Svek casts a big shadow in front of the net, just collects that loose puck off of the rebound off of Priest and gets it in to put the Seahawks in front for the second time in this game.
I've lost track.
I've lost track actually, yeah. I think
apologies, it's been a bit mad up here.
Oh,
Bradley.
Goals, we've had goals.
Finds Antonov. Played into the corner for Tali. Seahawks try and bring it over the blue line. Ulrich possibly interfered with there by Harvey Stead. Svek from Sobchak and Barmer as Bradley leaves it for Vitali. Back up to Antonov at the blue line. Cross goal, chance in front, rebound loose, batted straight back into McLaughlin by Vitali. That one unfortunate.
That seemed to happen in slow motion almost, that one.
Brilliant pass across goal. Unfortunately, the shot from Vitali bounced straight back into the netminder's stomach.
But again, Bees, they have their game plan at the moment. It's getting around that net, creating chaos, creating rebounds, trying to score the garbage. And I'm surprised Hull haven't really found a way to properly counter it.
Final minute of the first period, Harvey Stead finds Bowers. Cross ice to goodbye on the left-hand side. Gets round the defender, for a moment at least. Seahawks counter the other way. Sobchak spins away from Ross Bottom. And goodbye. Finds Barmer. Gives it back to the Canadian. Sobchak into the zone. Tries to weave his way through traffic. Leaves it. Finds Chamberlain. That was brilliant from the Seahawks, but Brithen Priest flashes the leather and keep that one out.
I honestly thought we were about to hear the goal music there.
Well, I don't think you would if it being an away game.
Well, there's always the away team's goal music.
One playoff weekend.
Up is down, left is right to me. I was doing games in the league I've not seen all season.
Face off, left of Priest.
Although I must say that was an amazing final game with the Buffalo and the Huskies on the Sunday morning. It was a true honour to get to call that one.
He's into the zone, turned over at the Seahawks blue line. They'll skate the other way. 18 seconds left on the clock. Sobchak fired into the zone. Bees want a nice and cool. They'll get it with 10.5 left. Seahawks remonstrating with the officials. And they want a penalty.
But I must say though, Brithen Priest absolutely brilliant work there to get the glove up. The spot where Chamberlain was trying to backhand it to.
10 seconds, time for one last set play for the Bees.
Yeah, get back to the serious business of analysis. That's what I'm actually here to do.
Bees win the draw. Seahawks fall on it. Back to Mogg at the blue line. Through traffic, kicked aside by McLaughlin. Back to the blue line. Bradley will have one last go. That one's off the backboard and wide. And will be kept out of the net for what has been, I mean, let's face it, a disastrous first period for all involved here. We've had 7 goals in the first period. There's still a few more antics going on to end the first.
It started in the bottom corner with Vanya Antonov and one of the Seahawks, and it's continued a little bit.
So we are going to quickly say we're going to go to the break now so that we can try and get stuff all together. The end of the first period, it's Bees 3, Seahawks 4. Welcome back to the land of broken things, where hopefully, the power of producer Nick and cable ties has fixed the main camera. We're going to find out in about 90 seconds, I reckon. At the end of the first period, it's Bees 3, Seahawks 4. Elsewhere in the league, we do have, well, I'll say in the league, in the playoffs, Swindon Wildcats 2, Raiders 3. Peterborough Phantoms 0, Leeds Knights 0, and Milton Keynes Lightning 0, Telford Tigers 1. Here it's 3-4. And here are all the stats of the first period that we completely lost track of. Shots on goal we haven't been sent up here. Goals in that period for the Bees, Balaz, Antonov and Gabai. The Seahawks, Barner, Sobchak, Chamberlain and Svek. And yeah,
penalties?
Lots of them. I would like to say we could give you an honest review of that first period, but that was a mess. Producer Nick says sorry, it's not his fault. He has spent the best part of the last, well, 45 minutes frantically checking everything. He has cable-tied wires together on the main camera. He sacrificed his phone to stream something from Sensor Ice for the first 20 minutes, so we think we've got something working together.
And we've also skirted with child labour laws.
Yes,
and Tom work us up.
We had a 10-year-old changing the cameras. So we can but apologise from our end up here, but as you can see, we have a main camera again. Nick can almost relax. Oh, by the way, we still need replays for all those goals. There were 7. The teams are back out for the second period. Chris, 7 goals in the first 20 minutes with an awful lot of distractions going on in and around us.
A lot of distractions, yes.
A period of hockey where, if you're a fan of defence, you're not getting any tonight.
No, that was not a period where if you were looking for great defensive work, wasn't really the thing. But if you were a big fan of goals,
you're loving life right now.
Loving right now. Yeah.
Producer Annika wishes to say she does not like goals because that means more tweets.
But basically, I think just like two teams throwing everything at it offensively, who worked out really how to exploit each other's defensive weaknesses.
Yeah, the Bees, it's speed. The Seahawks, it's size. As the Bees win the open puck drop for period number 2. And hopefully we'll be a bit more relaxed and everyone can enjoy their evening as Barnes plays into the zone. McLaughlin out of his net to play, leaves it for Bartholomew.
Well, this period's going to go one of 2 ways. Obviously for Seahawks, it's get another one as Emil Svek trips himself. Losing an edge, heading across the line. It's going to be a case of, for the Bees, obviously they need to get another one and then get 1 or 2 more to try and eke out a lead. For the Seahawks, I think it's maybe try and get 1 more at the moment to try and get a bit of a handle on control of the game.
Sobchak cross-ice pass. Svek gets dispossessed by the despairing dive of Dominic Gabai.
As is customary, post-ice cut, a lot of players losing an edge at the moment.
Played up ice. Left for Balaz. Back to Gabai. Tries to find a trailing Ross bottom. Not quite to take that time. Balaz tries to find Ross bottom again. Well intercepted by Barmer. Gabai no interest in collecting the puck. And that will set the Seahawks away. Bonner, I think. Drop pass, shot, hammered home. 31-12. The Seahawks have goal number 5.
Well, I said the Seahawks need to look for another one to try and get a further lead, and they have. Beautiful little layup there, and then just has to pick the top spot in the corner.
It's Nathan Salem. There we go. We can see it from that one.
I thought that was Sobchak, but it's not.
Shots on goal in the first period, 17 on Britton Priest, 14 on Jordan McLaughlin.
take back what I said. I thought it would be easier for us to read the numbers as they were going away from us.
Nope.
Nope.
Neutral zone face-off. Referees having a chat about something.
I think we've got a penalty coming to one side. Or is it?
I think we've got an issue in the crowd here. Not entirely sure what's happened. I think the puck is the puck down play. Yeah, someone's taken a puck in the stand.
It's never a good thing.
Frantically running around Steve Murray, I can hear below us. And the game will carry on. He's come away with the puck. Antonov smashes that one into the zone. Seahawks running it around the boards. Kept in by Antonov. Does a good job to take it away from Salem. Vitali able to spin away from Chilcott. Stubborn. Finds Salem. Salem from Bonner, the Seahawks' 5th goal. Shot from a tight angle, saved by Priest. Rebound loose in front. No one able to see it. Another shot comes in from the Seahawks. I'd love to tell you who it is. And that is a pretty lazy hit there behind. And the Seahawks will go back on the man advantage. Dan Rose will head to the box momentarily.
Well, we had a missed boarding call earlier, but I think we're definitely going to see one here.
Well, we're not going to, because the Seahawks have put one in on the delayed penalty. 42-05. They extend it to 6-3.
Well, the Seahawks have worked out Bees, if the Bees are letting themselves be forced to turn it over here, but they work it cross ice, man open at the back post, and just has to slot it in.
22-05, sorry, I should say the time of the goal.
We still don't know who.
Scored by a person.
Obviously, understandably, though, I think our rink personnel were a bit more concerned with what was happening on the other side of the rink at the time. So Danny Pershing hasn't had a chance to make the announcement over the PA.
Or put the goal on the board. It is 6-3, honest, because that one is iced. I do believe Steve was the one running the scoreboards.
Man of many talents, Mr. Steve Murray.
Let's head the place of broken things tonight. Face off to the right of Priest. Bringing the 6th goal as and when we can on the delayed penalty.
Luckily, it does look like somebody's able to work the countdown because the clock is still running down.
Yes,
so.
thankfully. Bartholomew spins away from one.
Goal 6 has emerged on the board.
Here we go. Bonner from Sobchak and Salem is the 6th Seahawks goal. And delay penalty was on Dan Rose. Seahawks with it from behind their own net. Sobchak. Cross ice towards Chamberlain. He dumps it on ahead.
So we saw early on, obviously, Hull not really able to defend, same as the Bees weren't able to defend. Will we now see Hull actually employ a defensive game, try and sit back and shut this one down?
Bartholomew with a shot there, saved by Priest. On the bright side, Nick, the camera works. Small victories on that tonight. Once again, apologies for the first period.
I have to take the W's where you can get them.
Seahawks keep it in the zone. Shot towards goal is immediately stopped. Seahawks still with it. Bees able to turn it over. Harker. Shot towards goal from Seahawks goes wider than that. That one's turned over. Webb will carry it through neutral ice, plays it on ahead. McLaughlin shovels it off to Salem. No look pass, finds no one. Foot race to the puck. Brendan Baird wins it out. So come the length of the way back.
something the Seahawks can afford to do right now, that they're very much in control of the game. As
Lee Bonner is currently singing along to Britney Spears.
Playing air guitar as he skates the length of the ice. But I mean, that kind of underlines it. They know they're in control of this game at the moment with that 3-goal lead. They can afford to take these kind of icing calls. They can be a little bit relaxed.
Seahawks win the draw. Played up ice. Baird is there. Bats it down to Lee Bonner. But offside would have been called had he gone in. Went to second and just dumps it ahead to get the change. Long stretch pass to Balaz. One man to beat. Slaps a shot towards goal. McLaughlin catches that with ease and holds on.
That was really good use of the bounce, knowing the bounce that you're going to get off the boards there by Balaz to anticipate that on the pass. Doesn't get the best chance, because it's on a bit of a tight angle, but generates the face-off, gives them an opportunity here at this end if they can win the face-off. Sobchak and Rossbottom having words. Bit of a stick-to-stick.
Face-off won by Chamberlain. Finds his way over to Svek. Cross-ice pass tipped out of play by Gabai.
Is that been cool icing, or is that?
No, I think the puck went out of play, so I think it's going to come back to neutral ice. Bees win the draw. Carried on ahead by Mogg. And offside as Rossbottom plays the puck. The Bees bench doesn't like it.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with Mr. Stitch Cunningham there. The puck and the player were way ahead of the play.
Don't tell that to Peterborough.
Peterborough, I agree with Mr. Stitch Cunningham.
Bees win the draw. Mogg backhands that into the zone. Bartholomew, the first man back. Goes to clear it. That one will be iced. And will come the length of the way back. Face off left to McLaughlin. Rose wins it back to Mogg at the blue line. Svek cuts the angle down. Tarley dispossesses Barmer. Rose quickly loses out to Chamberlain. Foot race to the puck between Svek and Bradley. Svek's going to beat the ice and call out with ease. Tries to drop it off into low slot. No one in a white shirt as they all crash a bit too far. The Bees break the other way. Bradley. Played on ahead. Rose can't get there. Bartholomew takes it away. Little chip and chase. Sobchak will get there. I know he won't. That will be icing as well. I thought Sobchak would beat him better to that one.
I thought that was going to end up being offside there with Rossbottom, because B's trying to play the high man, trying to get him across the blue line at the same time with the puck crosses, but almost mistimed it there a little bit. So I think an icing call and a face-off out of it's probably a big win-win there.
Bees win the draw. Shot through traffic by Doughty. It's blocked. Puck finds a way back to Doughty. Tries to tip that one in, but it goes over the bar. Svek tries to clear it. Gets it over the blue line. Sobchak looks for help. Spins, fires down low. Chamberlain. That pass picked off by Harvey Stead. He'll find Doughty with that cross ice. Pass lets the Bees into the zone. Morris plays for a hit for Barmer, but it doesn't come. Morris and Barmer come together. Battle against the boards.
Interesting that the arm stayed down there, because he did get the stick around and across the body there, really. That should have been hitting.
Doughty, cross ice, finds Smith. They'll all ring it around the boards. Bartholomew reads the bounce well. Finds Baird in neutral ice. Morris doesn't touch it. Bartholomew will skate in. He's been on for about 3 minutes on this shift. Fire through traffic. He finally skates through the bench. And B's clear. Wilcox. Helped out the zone. Seahawks in on the right hand side, cross-ice pass, tipped away by McKenzie. McKenzie attempts a clearance, kept in by Barry for a split second. It's poked away by Webb. Turnover, Harker can't get there ahead of Bonner, neither can Webb. Seahawks try and break, that one's quickly broken up.
Harry Harkup, who had quite a sensational game last weekend.
McKenzie fires from centre ice. McLaughlin just gloves that one down, leaves it for Chilcott. That one length of the ice, that one will be ice to come length of the way back. 12:53 remaining in the second.
A lot of turnovers here right now. No team's really able to try and, well, in Hull's case, they don't really need to dominate possession realistically. Bees, on the other hand, though, really need to stop being forced into these turnovers. They're too quick to try and get it off their stick.
Chilcott tries to clear that one, kept in at the blue line. That was a heavy hit on Stuart Mogg. He's shaken up as he gets up. Lee Bonner gets away with one there. Goodbye shot on goal.
Mogg is back in the play as he gets the shot in on net.
Turnover in front. McLaughlin able to cover up for the second time of asking. Mogg is now skating back to the bench, rather second hand.
I would expect the next time.
Here's the hit. We've got replays again.
Ooh.
I mean,
it's just on the edge of
again, it's the Morris. Again, the Morris one was boarding.
Yeah.
That one is probably charging.
Yeah.
Face off left of McLaughlin.
Very surprised to see not really in. I can only assume it's for it's playoffs and nobody wants to get suspended, but not much of a reaction to it.
Chamberlain back to the blue line. Bartholomew shot kicked aside by Priest. Bees will try and counter the other way. That pass is behind. Goodbye, but Ed Bradley jumps up in the play and takes it away from Bartholomew. Shot from below the goal line, side by McLaughlin. 5 back in. Bounces over the stick of Bradley. Svek will go the other way. 3 on 3. Svek up the left-hand side. Cross goal. Chamberlain. Save Priest. Rebound loose. Still loose. Bees able to clear. Ross bottom will go the other way. Odd man rush for the Bees. Behind Bradley. He'll lose out to Barmer. Fired around the boards. Bradley hit by Svek before the puck gets there. Once again, the Bees bench want a call. It's now stuck under Svek. Sobchak takes it away. Fired across the Chamberlain. Bartholomew off the glass. He gets dumped down by Bradley. It's going to get a bit tetchy here, shall we say.
I think it's been building really since that first period non-boarding call.
Bees the other way, played ahead. Rose can't quite get there first. Spins it around, drops it off for Vitali. Balaz tries to get away from Fisher. Vitali brings it away from Jones. Back up to the blue line. Baird winds up, shot blocked in front. Vitali able to get there ahead of Wilcox. Baird in front. Baird shot off the glove of McLaughlin and over. Baird through traffic, tipped down in front, bouncing puck almost beats McLaughlin. It is enough to push it aside. Fisher tries to clear. Antonov cuts him off. Back into the slot, no one there as Barry Stickless Vitali and Seahawks skate the other way. Into the zone, shot, blocked aside by Priest.
That was brilliant. That was a great shift by Gianni Vitali there. He was all over the place at the centre of everything.
Fired up ice Vitali. Almost.
I thought that made contact.
I thought he did as well.
It redirected. Unless it redirected off the board behind him.
He seemed to catch a toe pick there as he went to make the play. Icing is called. 10-10 left on the clock.
It's a little bit difficult to say whether I heard contact, considering I'm wearing headphones.
Face off left of Priest. Seahawks well, I say win the draw, and then gets shoved under bodies. And we're going to get a few pushing and shoving going on here with Liam Morris, and I think Lee Bonner.
I did wonder if we were going to see this the next time Morris and Bonner were on the ice, considering after what happened with Mogg. I think both go.
No,
yes.
It's Finley Ulrich even. Finley Ulrich and Liam
sorry,
Morris.
both going to the box.
29:57 time of the penalties. Very much feels like 2 minutes sit down and have a breath, lads.
I always do wonder what's said in these conversations between the referees and the players.
Liam Morris has 2 on the clock. Finley Ulrich at the moment has nothing. Here we go. So Finley Ulrich 2 for cross-checking, Liam Morris 2 + 2 for cross-checking. So the Seahawks on the power play for 2 minutes or less.
I think there's an argument for a high stick there as well off that face-off.
Yeah, I think it's one of those stick lift ones there from Goodbye. Pass across to Chamberlain, turned over. Bees no real interest from Bowers to break on net. Does find Goodbye trailing in. Around one man, Dom Goodbye to the front of the net. Dom Goodbye, brilliantly played there by Jordan McLaughlin. He's helped by Brock Bartholomew, just able to cut the angle down, force Goodbye onto the backhand. A fantastic job there by the netminder.
That looked like it was going in. But absolutely brilliant work, back-checking work there by the Seahawks defense to make sure that he didn't really have the space to get that puck around. McLaughlin in a brilliant positioning by McLaughlin as well to make sure he was in the position to stop that on the ground.
There's lots of chirping going on below us. Face off left of McLaughlin. Rose wins the draw. Well,
Trying to focus on doing analysis and at the same time listening to the conversation being had below us.
Bartholomew over the blue line. Puck all the way around to Sobchak. Down low. Back to Sobchak again on the blue line. Ansonov does enough to take it out of the zone. Tries to dispossess him a second time, but he's able to pass it across to Bartholomew. Svek. Cross ice pass. Bartholomew at the blue line. Winds up, fakes it. Sobchak. Return pass. Across to Svek, who hammers one into the chest of Priest. And B's able to clear it. I'll look to change 2 anyway.
B's defense there really looked like just basically a line of black shirts right in front of Griffin Priest. If Bobby Chamberlain had tried that from the top end, I think that, well, may have had a chance.
It's opened up here for Sobchak. That one's through traffic and out the other side. Sobchak again winds up, tries to find a pass. That one's blocked. Back up to the blue line. Svek. Sobchak from the goal line, shot wide. Back to the blue line, winds up through traffic. Gongs Priest on the mask, I think. Oh no, it's off a broken stick. The stick snapped. Svek in front of the net with a broken stick. Now, actually, I think it's Barmer.
Yeah, I'm just scanning.
Return the full strength.
Just scanning, trying to see who's missing a stick.
Bees break the other way, 2-on-1. Here's the chance. Goodbye. Beats McLaughlin, but McLaughlin's right skate able to shovel it away from goal. Harkup can't get the shot on net. And the Seahawks turn it over. Goodbye and Stubley make friends. Svek the other way. Winds up, draws 2B's attention, and then just leaves it and skates to the bench. Bradley, long stretch pass. McLaughlin has to play it. Fired round the boards. Harkup again, tries to bat it down and then leaves it for Towner. Seahawks again. Bonner into the zone. Loses out. Bees end-to-end stuff here in the last minute or so.
It's all stretch plays here. Everybody trying to catch each other's forecheck off guard.
Salem takes it away from Balaz, then blows past Vitali. 3-on-3. Salem into the zone, loses the handle. Priest pushes it aside. That one batted down. Antonov collects at the Seahawks blue line. No one really to help. That one turned away by Bonner. Turned over again dangerously. Antonov in on goal. Drop pass tipped away by Towner, and Bradley has to take it out the zone.
Situation there, really, I think he should have opted to shoot really more than pass.
Bradley just plays it into the zone, finishes his check on Barry. And the Seahawks will ice it. 6:34. And it's all go.
Ooh. It's one of those periods where you have to really periods of play where you have to catch your breath at the end of it.
.634 remaining in the second. Liam Morris and, oh sorry, Finley Ulrich has rejoined the game at least. Face off, left of McLaughlin.
I think Morris is still
back to bed at the blue line. Fires a shot through traffic. McLaughlin sees it late and pushes it aside. Bouncing back high. Baird shot through traffic, blocked by McLaughlin, loose in front. Barry with a heavy check there from Smith. Bees fans want a call. Nothing from the officials.
Smith definitely looks uncomfortable in front of the net.
Webb tries to find Smith again. That'll turn the other way. Smith will skate gingerly back to the bench. Seahawks break the other way. Barmer. Shot through traffic, blocked. Mogg will get there first. Mogg is at least back on the ice following his heavy hit. Bartholomew moved ahead. Svek drops it off for Sobchak. He'll fire it around the boards. Takes a bounce off of, I think, Goodbye. Mogg plays himself into trouble and is dispossessed by Svek. Moves it back up to the blue line. Pinching in, shot blocked in front. That one goes high up into the netting. And Morris rejoins the game as well with 5:19 remaining in the second. Here's the hit on Smith, I think, if I know Nick.
Ooh, that's a missed cross check to the back if I've ever seen one.
Face off, left of Priest. Won by the Bees. Balaz. Fired up ice. Ross Bottom collects. Skates into the zone. Drops it off for Gabon. Backhanded into no man's land, really. Goes into the corner. Seahawks clear it up ice. B zone. Quickly turned over again. Bouncing puck. No one really wants to get in control of it. Chilcott pushes it up ice. Bees break the other way. Bradley runs into traffic with Chilcott. Centre clearance back to goodbye stick, hold the other way. 2-on-2. Chance in front, shot blocked by Harvey Stead. Although the crowd reaction suggests more of a fan shot.
Looks like the Seahawks now are definitely playing that high one-man up, just looking for the counter. They're sitting back and playing 3 or 4 across the back end.
Played up ice, bounces over the stick of Bartholomew, washes out the icing call. Stubbly. Away from Vitali. Instead flips that one below the Seahawks goal line. Cleared back into neutral ice. Instead, little feint, loses it for Antonov. Spins away from one and a second, but it's poked away off the stick of Towner. Bees break into zone. Shot snapped on goal, saved by McLaughlin. Rose with a chance. Vitali goes back to Nags. Puck loose in the corner. Bartholomew Nags in a foot race. Bartholomew shovels it along. Kicked ahead by Sobchak. Seahawks with it. 3 minutes to go in the second. That pass to no one will leave the zone. Played ahead by Barner. Sobchak cross ice, bounces over the stick of Svek. Bees with a chance the other way. Kept in at the blue line by the Seahawks. Smith is back with us on this shift. Icing waved off as Barmer plays the puck. Chipped ahead. That will fall nicely to Bradley. Morris. Puck played ahead to Smith. That one will be iced. 2:08 left on the clock in the second period. Everything quietens down just as we were all getting far too excited.
Well, it's interesting because obviously we had that frantic period where the Bees were really pushing, looked like they might get one. But the Seahawks have now kind of just settled into this forecheck that's just closed everything off. Bees just cannot get anything past that blue line right now. In fact, they're being forced really to play really deep in their own end at the moment.
Shoot ahead by Doughty. Foot race with him and Stubley. Salem over to assist. Shove around to Ulrich. Morris makes sure to leave the hit in on Ulrich. Ulrich up ice, Salem. Hammered into the boards by Doughty. Loose puck, more Cummings together. Played ahead, glove down by Stubley. Set the Seahawks way into the zone. Pass towards the front of the net, saved by Priest. Turned over once more. Seahawks again, chance in front. Off the shoulder, Priest, rebound loose in front. And through Priest and in. 38-44. I think it's Finley Ulrich. I can't really tell from over here. Seahawks 7, Bees 3.
I believe it was Finley Ulrich, but this is what I was talking about. They just have to play on the counter-attack. Ulrich collects the rebound as well, and just Priest almost gets there in time, but just misses it by about half a second. And it's now 7-3 to the Seahawks. Four-goal lead with 1 minute 16 left in the period. I would expect to see the Seahawks now just park the bus for the next 20 minutes.
There's a big enough one in the car park. Played ahead by Ross.
I think that's against the rules.
Tell that to Slava Kulikov. Rossbottom deemed to have played that with a high stick, I think.
2 minutes for deployment of a motor vehicle. That'd be my new penalty after.
Lee Bonner has been given that goal. No, that was definitely Finley Ulrich.
Maybe, I mean.
I know the shirts are hard to read, but even I can see 11 on the back there.
I'm pleading the 5th based on the fact that I can't read. I'm struggling to read anything on the back of a Seahawks jersey at the moment.
Final minute of the second period. Goodbye into the Seahawks zone. Tries to get around Bartholomew. Brilliantly read by, as I said earlier, arguably the defenseman of the year. Deemed to have played it. Fired up ice. That one will be icing. 40.2 left on the clock. Face off, 2 creases left. Won by the Seahawks. Bees quick to turn it over. Chance for one last attack here in the second period as Rossbottom gets over centre ice, just dumps it in. McLaughlin out of his net, dispossessed by Balaz. No one there in a black shirt, Svek very quick to help his netminder out. Baird down low, Balaz loses out to Bartholomew. Long stretch pass, Sobchak will beat out the icing corner foot race with Baird. Bed does good work to at least put him off for a split second, but Sobchak with it, tries to go for a Michigan, leader for Chamberlain, and Sobchak fires it home anyway. And here we go, more handbags. Goal goes in. And I think that's Emil Speck actually didn't approve of that one. 39-55, Owen Sobchak has the Seahawks 8th of the evening.
It was Bartholomew in front actually that, got into the shoving match.
Anyway, goal.
Goal. 8-3. Griffin Priest is currently on.
Here's Nick. Sobchak goes to the Michigan. Bartholomew hammers that one in. I think Svek gets the goal on the rebound here. It might be Chamberlain.
Chamberlain, yep.
Bobby Chamberlain with a goal. Bartholomew with a quick slash.
It's another example there. They were following your rebound.
Yep.
Or following the other player's rebound.
Nothing wrong with the goal. Completely unnecessary slash in front of the net after you've scored.
Well, I mean, not to excuse it, but at 8-3, the frustration's obviously beginning. Well, I mean, it should have set in already by now, but that's frustration.
39-55 from the time of the goal. And penalties coming as well, which isn't going to help us up here in the booth.
And there is 5.8 seconds left on the clock for the period. So somebody is starting the next period.
Unless they call it 2 plus or two each, which it looks like they are, because there are 5 on the ice for both sides at the moment. The referee is talking to the penalty box. Now with our fancy working centre ice camera, brought to you with the help of cable ties and pixie dust.
Cable ties and a lot of hope.
It's okay, Nick. Please just go and ask Graham for more cameras. Chamberlain from Sobchak is the 8th goal, and the Seahawks are on the power play. Ed Bradley is on 2 minutes on the clock. Ed Bradley gets 2 minutes for slashing there. As the puck is dropped, and that will do it for the second period. A second period that has been completely dominated by the Seahawks. Apart from a couple of minutes spell where the Bees looked like they could have got a few, the Seahawks, as Chris has said on numerous occasions, just the fastest to react to rebounds and run the score up. 40 minutes gone, it's 8-3.
Really does look now like, well, it's the Seahawks game at this point.
Bobby Chamberlain is now chirping the Bees bench, and more specifically Liam Morris.
He's also got
Brendan Baird.
Brendan Baird is also.
It is all go here below us now, as you can see. Chamberlain finally ushered aside. And I do believe, judging by what's going on the ice, that we could be seeing Brett Shepherd in the third period here for the Bees.
I believe so. It does look like he's warming himself up.
Anyway, well, everyone else can have a break, so we will too. Apologies if you can hear any. Apologies if you can hear any of the delightful language being said between the two sides below us.
Descriptive phrases, I believe, is the term is being used beneath us right now.
But hey ho, we'll be back in about 15 minutes' time with the third and final period. Enjoy your night, everyone. Welcome back to the third and final period here in Slough this evening. Elsewhere in the league, in slightly happier news for everyone, it is the Swindon Wildcats 2, the Romford Raiders 3, the Peterborough Phantoms 0, Leeds Knights 2, and the Milton Keynes Lightning 0, the Telford Tigers 3. Here, well, it's not quite so fun if you're a fan of the home side. It's the TSI World Bees 3, the Hull Seahawks 8. Shots on goal in the second period, there were 14 on Griffin Priest, 9 on Jordan McLaughlin, and 4 goals in that period from Nathan Salem, 2 for Lee Bonner, although 1 was Finley Ulrich, and 1 from Brock Bartholomew. Chris, the Seahawks have been dominant.
That is the word. They have basically put this game in a chokehold since they stretched out that 2-goal lead. I said at the start of the second, what kind of game were we going to see? Were we going to see the Seahawks try and get one more, shut it down, but Bees
they went with 4 instead.
Yeah, then there were 4 instead. Well, I mean, Bees have been their own worst enemy, really. There have been so many of these goals have come off the back end of turnovers, forced or unforced in their own zone or in the neutral zone.
I feel I should just interrupt quickly and say Brett Shepherd has led the Bees out for the 3rd period, so he'll be taking over in net from Britton Priest. Yeah, I think in terms of just, they haven't been the first to rebound, which is something that for most of the year they've been quite good at. Tonight, everything's just sort of collapsed.
Everything really I mean, and there hasn't really been that, there's been no answer to any of the Seahawks' physicality. There's been several questionable hits. We've seen the replay on the Smith cross-check in front of the net. No answer. Nobody stepping up. I'm not one of those fans that wants to encourage everybody just, the old adage of I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out. But you've got to have some kind of answer to that.
I think we said it earlier as well, that the Bees had to use speed to get past the Seahawks. And in that 2nd period, the Seahawks used size and physicality to great effect.
Well, that's the way you kill it. That's the way you stop speed.
And they've done a fantastic job.
And have.
Well, it's been chippy, especially towards the end of that period with Bobby Chamberlain trying to take on the entire Bees bench as he skated off.
Things got so heated there at the end, we had to have our local Aquaman look-alike guarding the locker room of the Seahawks during the intermission, in case Bobby Chamberlain reappeared looking for Brendan Baird.
Seahawks on the power play to start this 3rd period, back up to the blue line. Smack winds up, drops it off, no one there. Chamberlain hands that one over. Goodbye will play it up ice. McLaughlin out of the net to play it. Puck up to Sobchak on the blue line. Fired into the opposite corner. Foot race there. Baird fakes the sort of swing of the stick. Makes Chamberlain just pause for a split second. Allows the Bees to clear. Played up ice. Harvey Stead collects the puck. Rose takes it over centre ice. Gives it to Anton. Anton tries to find Rose on the return pass. He'll play it into the corner. Antonov turns it over, down low on his own, tries to go back to Mogg. Mogg can't keep that in. And they go length of the ice back to Shepherd. Mogg will launch that one up ice on the penalty kill.
About 30 seconds left in the kill.
Seahawks once again turned over. Vitali. He'll go back to Stead. Played up ice. McLaughlin gloves that one down. I hate to say.
Sorry, go
on.
on.
Carry on.
I mean, it's good PK work here by the Bees. They're getting it clear on every rush as the Seahawks now break through.
Mogg on the blown edge. Sobchak rushes in, fires it over Shepherd, and that's goal number 9. 42-55, just as the penalty expires.
And the commentator's curse strikes again as Sobchak returns the play off the clearance, skates in all the space, and just hammers it to the top corner to make it 9-3.
What I was going to say is the energy has been sucked out of this building. That won't help any matters.
That really will not. I mean, that was the thing. With every one of those clearances, with the longer you go killing that penalty kill, you're building a little bit of momentum. You can hopefully then come out of it, try and push forward, maybe get a goal on the return. I think we're going to have icing here. Yeah. You can try and generate some offense on the return once you've got back to 5 skaters, but that's just sucked all the air, as you said, out of the building. There's no atmosphere in here anymore now.
There wasn't much to begin the evening. Bees with it. Bradley. Fired around the boards, kept in by Kelly. Takes the big hit at the blue line. Another one flying in.
I think
that one legal.
Again, I know the Bees aren't really built for that, but that's something that realistically is going to be something that tries to get a little bit of atmosphere, spark something, is upping the physicality a little bit. I mean, maybe even if we see things spark off between Chamberlain and Baird like we saw they might at the end of the second, but then at the same time, from Bobby Chamberlain's perspective, he doesn't really have to do that now.
Bonner gets the tip ahead on that one. Kelly, first to it, loses out to Bonner. Salem, through to the low slot to Ulrich. He fans on the shot. McLaughlin out of net to play it.
You can really see the confidence that the Seahawks are playing with here, just the way they're able to pass it tape to tape.
Domination, the combination of skill and concentration, as the song says. Vitali into the zone, drops it off to Antonov.
You're a poet, and you know it.
At least I know what Eminem songs are.
But
That one up into the netting. That will stop and play.
It's not my fault that the majority.
Here is the Sobchak goal. Blasted into the top corner. 7 unanswered goals for the Seahawks now. Following that one. Taken a topsy-turvy start of the game by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, if they somehow manage to claw Peterborough back and it goes to that goal difference, it's going to be all important.
And there's another one goes in. Sobchak at the front of the net. Great work by Chamberlain. Drops it off into the low slot for Sobchak. He rifles it home. Goal 10, 43-27, and the drums are being packed up.
And I need to stop talking over the play. Sobchak gets in. It's just to the front of the net. There's B's defenders all around him, but he manages to get that stick to it and just lift it over Shepherd, and it's now 10-3. I almost said Griffin Priest.
Seahawks into the zone once again. Goal difference, as Chris says, is going to be important here. A night like tonight is going to be massive for the Seahawks. They play the Phantoms next week in a 2-game series that could essentially decide the second spot. Kelly up to Doughty. Seahawks dropped off behind the play there. Fired a pass, batted down by Morris. Puts it on goal. McLaughlin shovels that one out as quick as he can. Seahawks once again. Baird loses the handle on it. Webb. Turned over. Smith can't get that one out of the zone. Shot fired well wide. Parker helps it on the way out of the zone. Seahawks once again trying to catch the Bees on a change. Drops off. Silent. Bradley pokes that one away.
Almost an offside there on the Seahawks.
Salem loses out to Bradley. Nags tries to get away from Ulrich. Able to get out of the zone at least. Fired in. Seahawks go for a change. Goodbye. Flips it into no man's land with all 5 Bs in their own zone. Goodbye. Tries to beat the man to the park. Turned over. Seahawks the other way. 2-on-2. Svek fans on the first shot. Bradley able to shovel it aside. And those 2 goals really now have made it a feel of going through the motions, as that one's gloved down at the blue line. Bartholomew's to the front of the net. That one's off the side of the cage.
I suspect this game has more in them, more goals in it, but I suspect that they will be for the Seahawks.
Balaz across to Bradley.
So you see here right now, the Bees are very much penned in their own end. They're going to have to find something on a counter-attack really here at the moment to try and get anything going forward.
Seahawks once again. Svek, lovely move around. Stead gets dispossessed as Baird instead closed the gap. Baird sees a return pass from Ross Bottom. Can't quite get on the end of that.
It was interesting to see there that Baird, he had the centre lane, it was opened up, but he still opted to go out and play it towards the boards where it ended up in trouble.
Fisher tries to shovel it down low. Goodbye jumps in front of the pass, tries to find Harvey Stead. Stick lifted away. Fisher Loses out to Goodbye. He's able to get around Jones. Goodbye in foot race. It's 2Bs with 4 Seahawks around them. Goodbye ushered into the corner. Drops off Ransom. Ransom shot saved by McLaughlin. 12:57 to go.
I think that's the first B shot of the period.
I believe so too. So, Chris, as an expert in watching one side dominate the other, this Seahawks team tonight has been eerily similar to your very own Streatham Redhawks. In fact, they're playing quite physical, but it's a lot of skill mixed in, and it's a beautiful blend of hockey to actually watch.
Yes, as a Streatham fan, it's a beautiful blend of hockey to watch, especially when Streatham are doing it. But it's what has won us games and championships over the last 3 seasons. But you put the opposition's offense in a choke and their defense in a chokehold here. You close off that neutral zone. You make it so that anything trying to get through just doesn't get there. Right? Active sticks, physical checks, forcing players wider and wider. It's like I said there that I noticed there, Brendan Baird, he had the centre lane had kind of opened up. He could have gone for the middle, might have been able to get it on net, but still sticking to kind of like what they've obviously planned, or allowing himself to be forced out wide. That's the game plan of what they're trying to do here.
Seahawks eyes the play. They've done it very well, which is one of those things. If they do manage to get this past Peterborough next weekend, it's going to be a very interesting opposition to play in Coventry in 2 weeks' time. So the winner of Group B would end up with the Seahawks.
I think it's a style of hockey that, when you're on the receiving end of it, a lot of people complain about how brutal it can be to the opposition. But I've seen multiple teams now in UK hockey use it a lot to win championships. Not just my own Streatham Redhawks. I've seen other teams. I mean, most famously, I think the most famous one is probably Coventry with their Grand Slam in 2003.
Played ahead, McLaughlin had on that to play it. You would have thought Dom Smith might have got a run out with it being a 7-goal lead, but the Seahawks going for the jugular. He's into the zone once more, played on goal. Shepherd pushes it aside.
Well, it's not just about goals for, it's about goals against as well.
Kelly.
And right now, the team's very settled into a rhythm here in trying to finish out this game, and if you introduce another goalie into the mix, it could upset things and allow the Bees to get a few back.
Vitali toe dragging on goal. Shot saved McLaughlin. He'll hold on. .11:49 to go. As we go through the usual Chris roll of the 50-50. How many thousand were you off this time?
I wasn't that far out actually. So I was 62550, and my first one was 62621.
So
100 or so out.
Into the last 5 minutes, it's Lightning 1, Telford 4 in the other group. Leeds 3, Peterborough 0.
Will we be seeing the Barmy Army in Coventry this year?
And the Raiders beat Swindon 3-2 to make Group B a lot more interesting.
And there's a hit on Nags by the boards as the shot comes in from...
I think the argument from the Bees bench is that was about 5 seconds after the puck had left Nags' vicinity.
It was. But again, no, the only answer to it seems to be shouting from the bench.
Sobchak tries to find Chamberlain. Nags backhands that out of the zone. Apologies if you can hear any of the delightful language coming from the Bees bench. Seahawks once again. Sobchak skates right at Harvey-Stead. Offside is called.
But I mean, this is the thing, is we talked about, you know, about this particular style of play of hockey, of how, like, I mean, I'm going to call it dub it chokehold hockey. You know, a big part of that is relying on your opposition not really answering back.
Yeah.
You know,
either not having an answer or not wanting to.
Yes.
Jones and Kelly have come together. Those two have from a previous Seahawks visit here this year, which saw Josh Kelly miss a large chunk of the season. Baird plays that up ice. Seems back from the pile of bodies, fired into the zone. McLaughlin out the net once more. Watches it go wide. Kelly from the blue line. batted down by the first stick there. Puck bounces his way through to Mackenzie. Fired around the boards. Baird. Through traffic. Tipped down in front, but that's away from goal rather than towards it. Tip from Harkup. Back to Baird at the blue line. Shot blocked by the first man. Kelly will react first. Again, shot from no man's land. Kicked aside by McLaughlin. Seahawks collect at speed. Chip and chase. Doesn't work this time. Harkup takes it away from Towner. Mackenzie, neutral ice. Chips ahead. Balaz will try to chase. Can't get there first. Seahawks the other way. Chamberlain in on goal. That shot bounces off of Shepherd's head. And up into the lightning rig above the pad. 9:22 remaining in the third. And yeah, it really is a case of just going through the motions for the next 9 minutes.
Well, we just saw a very solid offensive effort there from the Bees. They were moving the puck around quite well. It's just, you know, they need to find the consistency to try and get us a more sustained period of pressure than about, I think it was maybe about 30 seconds really of pressure that.
Bonner spins away from 3B, still has the puck, tries to shovel it in short side. Nags is there in front. Bonner takes a knock off a stick.
I think he took it, it was from Nathan Salem's stick as well, based on the positioning of the players in round.
Goodbye, crashes to the front of the net, tries to shovel one in short side as himself. Balaz on the rebound, saved by McLaughlin.
And Bees go back to what worked earlier. Chaos, rebounds, trying to get loose pucks in.
Face off to McLaughlin's left. Won by the Bees. Balaz back to Nags. Comes off a leg in front, off the backboard. Down low, Ross bottom. Bounces over the net as well. Seahawks the other way. Bradley takes a hit. Loses out on the puck. Shot on goal, wide of the net this time from Bonner. Ross bottom, that's the first to loose puck, finds Balance. Balance drops it off for Goodbye. Goodbye loses the handle, Ross bottom tries to bulldoze his way through traffic. Seahawks turn it over, go the other way. Bonner goes to the toe drag around Harvey Stead. Stead stands his man up. Bradley on clean-up duty. Bradley was fired up ice.
Bees just got away with a too many men call there.
Just about, yeah. Stead takes that one away from Sobchak. Finds Rose. Antonov. Backhanded over to Vitali. Vitali will try and go to the front of the net, crashing the net. McLaughlin with the save once again. Rose leaves it for Kelly. Winds up, fires. Shot saved by McLaughlin in front. Rebound loose. Eventually covers it up at the second time of asking.
Again, be sticking to the game plan there, try and force a rebound from Jordan from McLaughlin, but not able to get to the loose puck this time.
Face off to McLaughlin's right. Everyone loves a fake puck drop. We haven't had one of those before so far tonight. Bees win it. Kelly. Seahawks first to the loose puck. Turnover. Antonov finds Harvey Stead. Kelly, judged to have kept that one in at the blue line. Pretty borderline on that one. Turnover down low, chance, save. McLaughlin wants him again. Vitali gets it with a chance this time. McLaughlin with another big save. Puck loose in front. McLaughlin is batted in by Vanya Antonov. Words are hard at this point. The Seahawks thought it was covered up. It was loose behind McLaughlin. And Vanya Antonov taps home into an empty net. 53 minutes exactly, 10-4.
Yeah, McLaughlin thought it was under him, covered, but I could see from this end of the ice that it was still loose underneath there. And Vanya Antonov just, you see it there, it comes loose in front. Vanya Antonov gets back in front, and
just sort of,
I think Sobchak tries to stop it, tries to kick it off the line, but Antonov's quicker.
Proof that Owen Sobchak is human after all. He's not a football player. McLaughlin out of his net to play it.
Six more of those, please.
I think if there are 6 more goals, we'll hear Annika crying here on the stream. Seahawks the other way. Off the skate in front, Towner. Antonov from Rose and Vitali, the Bees' 4th goal. Jones shoves Doughty down. And takes it offside.
I mean, as we learnt last year, calling Solent versus Invicta, never say never.
Oh, I'm saying never.
I'm ever the optimist. I always hope that a game's going to go the distance.
Seahawks in the draw. Get the centre ice line, dump it in. Nags loses out to Ulrich, finds Bonner in front. McKenzie strips him of the puck. Parker can't find Webb. Lovely work from the Seahawks once again. Ulrich from a tight angle off the shoulder of Shepherd. He'll hold on. Face off to the right of Shepherd. Won by the Seahawks. Across the Studley. Shot from the blue line. Takes a couple of deflections, just bounces wide of Shepherd's right hand post. Down low to Salem. Bonner drops Bradley to the floor.
I think that made contact. I saw it bobble.
Yeah,
on the way
icing
out.
waved off on that one. Seahawks the other way. Bonner kicks it down. McKenzie able to jump ahead of that one. So McKenzie with a shot. That one's wide past McLaughlin's blocker. Seahawks the other way. Salem. Back to blue line. Barmer. Across to Bartholomew. Back to Barmer. Winds up. Fires this time. Tip in front from Bonner. Saved by Shepherd.
That was a solid defensive shift there from the Bees. I have to question where that was where that's been the rest of this game. Had the puck carriers closed off, able to clear the puck quite well.
Offside called down the Seahawks.
I think it's like you've said a lot this season. It's that inconsistency.
Telford Tigers 6, Milton Keynes Lightning 3 is a final score in Group B. Which means the Group B table is Telford top on 6, Swindon 4, Raiders 2, and Milton Keynes bottom on 1, needing to run the table from here on out.
How many games have they got left?
3. Loose in front, and here we go. We said never say never. There's goal 5, 55-28. Not much of a celebration. I think it's going to go down as Dom Kabai.
Let's have a look on the replay. Yes, Kabai bounces it off the back of McLaughlin's skate or pad from behind the net.
15 goals on the night. Annika despairing behind us in the production booth. Highlights might be Tuesday, they could be a while. It's okay, 300 seconds to get 5 more, as Chris says. Antonov into the zone, Rose in front, that one bounces over his stick.
I believe, Joe, I believe
Goodbye.
I'm just going to get that in there.
Yeah, I know you would. Goodbye from Balaz. Heard enough this year. And Harvey Stead gets an assist on the 5th one. Rose into the zone. Vitali quickly dispossessed. Seahawks the other way. That one bounces over the stick of Fisher. Puck cleared by the Bees. Not going to be an icing call as the Seahawks do to be able to play it before the goal line. Played up ice. Launched cross ice. Collected by Ulrich. That was brilliant from the Seahawks. Sailing with a chance in front. Shepherd, big save. Doughty loses it in his skates. Kelly. Doughty bats that down, no one in a black shirt. Smith. Around the boards, Doughty collects. Seahawks with it. They'll break up ice into the zone. Chips ahead. That one has gone in. Lee Bonner goes bar down. Ulrich with the pass across. And Bonner beats Brett Shepherd on the tip in front. 11-5, 57-16.
And again, those high two men on the forecheck, they force the turnover. And then Bonner just has to tip it home off the pass from Ulrich. And I think, as much as I said, I think that kills the game off for us with 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go.
Bees win the draw. Nathan Sane also collects an assist on that 11th one. Over to Svecki, fans on the slap shot. Nags takes it away from him, tries to fire it through Owen Sobchak, which is a brave strategy indeed. Sobchak out of the corner. Cross goal, Bartholomew deflected wide. From Nags in front on Chamberlain.
And however unlikely it seemed that the Bees were getting back into this game, that's the killer, really.
Only that one? Final 2 minutes of the third period.
Can the Bees score 6 goals in
2 minutes?
Well, it takes less than a second to score a goal.
Seahawks into the zone once again. Bartholomew drops it off Sobchak. Cross goal, Svek wide open. Tries to go through Harvey Stead. Harvey Stead stands firm. Sobchak with the stick on his way past 3 Bs. It's something akin to the Harlem Globetrotters at this point. Down low to Chamberlain.
Doesn't that mean the Bees are due?
No, it means we're the Washington Generals. Svek.
Exactly, as Krusty the Clown was famously said, the Generals were due.
Barmer loses out on the puck. Bradley fired through neutralised, turned over as Emil Svek reads that one, skates in on goal, fires up the slap shot, saved by Shepherd. Vitali will go the other way, under a minute to go. Goal every 10 seconds, as Chris points out. As Antonov is dispossessed. Sobchak up ice, tipped aside. Puck allowed to run through to Antonov. In on, well, away from one. Antonov fires a shot, blocked in front. No one there cleaning up for the Bees. Seahawks the other way, it's tick under 40 seconds. Cross goal, Fisher towards net, save Shepherd. Covers it up a second time asking with Towner bearing down on him. He'll hold on, 32.3 left. Face off, left of Shepherd. Won by the Seahawks. Looking for one more, as Chris points out, for the all-important goal difference. Fisher finds Jones.
And just to make it an even number.
We've had 16, there's enough. Morris will keep hold of the puck, go behind the net. And I think we're going to be quite happy to let the clock run down for the final 10 seconds. A night which for the Bees has been disastrous, has been true domination from the visitors from Humberside. The Hull Seahawks skate away 11-5 winners here in the hangar.
Absolute domination. As I said, they put the Bees in that second, late through the second into the third. They put the Bees into a chokehold and they just never relaxed it, really.
8 straight goals from the first period through the third, with no reply from the home team.
And when there was a reply, the reply really came a bit too late. To be honest, it was that just that lack of consistency, really. You know, we would see the Bees have these stretches throughout this game where they could hold their own, they could hold the possession in the Seahawks end, and then Seahawks would force a turnover, generate the chances, and then the momentum just would all swing the other way for long periods in their favour.
We'll stay with you through the man of the match. Obviously, these two teams meet again up in Humberside tomorrow. And obviously, all eyes will be on the other game as well. It is currently Phantoms 2, Knights 2. So obviously, overtime pending, possibly up in Peterborough this evening. If you missed it, the Raiders have beaten the Wildcats 3-2. Telford beat MK 6-3 in Group B. Which means Telford are 1 win away from qualification to Coventry. The Seahawks, they needed a big win, as we said at the start of the night. They got one. You've got to feel after a... Well, let's face it, Chris. A loss like that for the Bees is game-breaking. It's almost soul-destroying in terms of having to play this team again tomorrow.
It's totally demoralising. You've now got to dust yourself off. You've got to work out, you know, what do we do different? What about our game plan didn't work? And you've got to do it all in the space of less than half a day to figure out a way to try and beat this team in their own rink to try and keep your playoff hopes alive.
Well, how the man of the match is, and obviously man of the match for the Seahawks could be lots of players. As I said, it's arguably the most dominant performance from an away side in this year. And I do believe man of the match has gone to Owen Sobchak, who, again, an absolute game breaker.
It would have been my pick. Has just been, every time he's had the puck this evening, he's made things happen. He's been so dangerous. The one player, every time the Bees gave him the puck, I couldn't understand why they were giving him the space, giving him the movement.
Hey, I can see the numbers now.
Hey.
As the Seahawks get off at a lap of honour, that gives me enough time to say, Hull fans, thank you for joining us on the stream. If it's been for this game or any of the 3 previous ones, sorry for the one I missed. Thank you for spending your evenings with us. Enjoy tomorrow, obviously. Enjoy the rest of the playoffs. And if you're going, enjoy Coventry. Failing that, we'll see you in September-ish, as I put on my helpful reminder when the next game is. I'll have the shirt off the back presentation, which tonight is Adam Rossbottom. And then...
Man of the match for
I'm
the
going to
Bees.
say the difficult task of picking a man of the match for the Bees tonight. It sounds harsh. I always think you're kind of, whoever picks it is almost stuck in situations like this.
Yeah. Although...
So, man of the match for the Bees. We've been told to frantically push through as there is a Ret Hockey game supposedly facing off in 20 minutes. Apologies for the delay and obviously all the problems we had with the main camera at the start of the night. On the bright side, Hull fans, we've got the main camera fixed in time for the 7 goals. And Liam Morris collects the man of the match award for the Bees. Solid enough night from the forward. on what has been a difficult night for the home side.
Very difficult night for the home side, and like we said, it would have been difficult to pick. I would have possibly Ed Bradley. I would have picked Ed Bradley maybe as well, just purely because every single time he seemed to be very, very prominent. That's not really the best way to put it. Strong press, especially going forward. Always seems to be trying to make something happen going forward. Gianni Vitali as well for me. Every single time he got the puck, he just seemed to be trying to generate something in the offensive zone. But that Seahawks defense just had everything choked out and closed out, and he found it really difficult to make things happen.
Well, the Bees will take their lap of honour for the fans who have remained, and it means we have one more game this year. One more game that potentially Chris Beale might join me for if I'm nice enough and he decides trains are going to work. Hi GWR. As the Bees, I mean, let's face it, it's one more home game for the rest of the season. One more home game until September. So how do we end it? We end it with the reigning, defending, two-time league champions, the Leeds Knights. They come to town next Sunday, 5 o'clock face-off for that one, live on the stream for 4:15. Chris, have you enjoyed your night with me again?
I always enjoy my night commentating with you, mate.
An excuse for some free hockey, eh?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm always down for some free hockey. Sorry,
well, we hope you've enjoyed your evening here with us. Nick's going to go for a lie down and to frantically buy some new video cameras. And we're going to try and work out what was on the back of the whole Seahawks shirts. Anyway, thanks for joining us here this evening, everyone. Thank you. Good night.